Hear that crackle? That's patience paying off.
This is my week in, week out sourdough, 1 bowl, forgiving steps, brown flour and a cold start bake.
I'm Flossie from Candyflosslife. I'm a food scientist and home cook. I bake sourdough every week for about 4 years. And this exact brown sourdough loaf has been tested for the last 18 months, so you know it's going to be reliable. And it's a little bit forgiving. It's perfect for real life, even when the day runs away from you and you might leave it too long to bulk proof. So everything goes into one bowl. We start with the starter, which should be an active starter. I put 100 grams of starter. Then I want to start on adding the flours. I add the white flour first.
Brown flour brings fibre your gut bacteria loves. It's as simple as that.
Then I add the salt, 10 grams. And I mix well. I literally use one really sturdy spoon and mix everything to what they call a shaggy consistency. So the dough is not very smooth. It has quite a lot of the fibers that you can see in the flour. But you just want to mix it well enough so there is no dry bits and the salt is incorporated properly into the dough. Because when we start doing the stretch and folds, that's when the dough is going to start becoming more smooth and more elastic. Now we're going to cover it with a shower cap. I knew those extra hotel shower caps are going to come in handy one day. I want to let it rest for 30 minutes before I start doing the stretch and folds. Now we're ready to do some stretch and folds. This is the first one, so you want to take a scraper, you want to kind of scrape all that shaggy dough from around your bowl. So you want to wet your hand and kind of tuck underneath the dough and then just lift it and fold it across, and then you want to turn, wet again, grab the dough. It's very easy to grab it now and it's kind of smooth. And last one. So you kind of see clockwise until you manage to stretch 4 times. But you can try and stretch some more, but you can see now the dough will want to tear, so you don't want to do that. And then you want to cover it again. And in about 20 minutes to half an hour, we do another stretch and fold. Now onto the second set of stretch and folds.
Every 20 to 30 minutes, do a quick set of folds, 3 or 4 rounds in total. Set a timer, then go live your life.
Okay, time to do the last stretch and fold. The dough is really smooth now. So this is what is called bulk ferment. I'm going to transfer the dough from this large bowl into the straight wall container.
Bulk ferment is the main rise. Your starter inflates the dough and builds flavour.
Now with the bulk fermentation finished, you can see the dough has risen quite considerably. You don't want to watch the clock, you want to watch the dough. And the bulk fermentation, when the dough has a gentle dome, it might have some visible bubbles.
Baking sourdough is very therapeutic, but also many store-bought loaves use emulsifiers now under the microscope for how they may affect our gut bacteria. And I love to look after mine. Sourdough is just flour, water, salt and thyme.
While the dough rests, I like to prepare my banneton. It already has a lining, but I like to sprinkle some rice flour. Do a generous sprinkle. Now what you want to do is to fold it like an envelope. Looks like a calzone pizza. And then fold it over and then fold this other flap like that. You can see the little bubbles. We cover it with another shower cap. You have 2 options now. You can either leave it at room temperature. I leave it around 2 hours, but check within an hour because it's summer, so it's quite hot here. Remember, watch the dough, not the clock. Or you can pop it in the fridge overnight. If you happen to bake later during the day, then you want to put it in the fridge so you don't have to worry about how late it is when you bake. It's quite forgiving, remember, so I would say up to 18 to 24 hours, but normally I would bake it the next day or the next morning. I will leave mine at room temperature though. Okay, so this has been at room temperature for nearly an hour and a half now. It is really nice and puffy and has risen above the banneton. So what I'd like to do with this dough, because it's slightly soft, to help with scoring, I want to put it in the freezer for 20 minutes, up to half an hour. You want some parchment paper so you can line your cast iron or your Dutch oven. You can see mine is a bit battered. What happens, sometimes it kind of digs into the loaf, so I like to scrunch it all up. And now it's ready to turn the loaf onto it. Cut off the excess paper. Now I'm ready to score. I'm gonna try and make a nice pattern. I also try and score just underneath this skin to help it open up. In the cast iron, there goes. Just the cold cast iron. Woo. This is my favorite moment. Back in for another 15 minutes with no lid. It's incredibly light. Can't wait to slice this one open, but you want to wait a couple of hours for it to cool down.
If you came here for the crackle, the full recipe is linked below, and for more ways to serve it, check this sourdough toast video and subscribe for more gut-friendly bakes and flexitarian recipes.